They tried to erase the signal. They pulled the plug, demonetized, censored, shadow banned. That's what they did to us. But the truth, my friend, will always find the frequency. I call this Operation Airwave Liberation because I'm not just back, I'm broadcasting from ruined. But this time, the airwaves is mine. And this time, it's uncensored. I watched them strip everything that we built. No warning, no explanation, silence, just taking everything away. 300 plus videos deleted, all gone. And if you think this is about community guidelines, you've not been paying attention. This is a war. This is a digital gulag dressed in a terms of service type of way. They want us gone because we're saying things that they don't like. Maybe we're asking questions because we're curious. They don't like the questions we're asking. Or maybe we refuse to play nice in this echo chamber that we're in. They first hit me with the algorithm. The video is not getting enough views. Then they hit me with the monetization. Well, no money for you. But guess what? They forgot to hit my will. They thought that'll be enough. It's gonna cave and it's gonna run away. But guess what I did? I rebuilt, I rewired, I learned the game behind the curtains and see how they operate. I'm not just back. We're launching Operation Airwave Liberation. No filters, no masters, just signals. The signal they tried to block, but this time is very strong. The wind can't even penetrate through this. This, my friend, isn't just about me. It's about all of us. Every single voice that's been cancelled, clipped and used in the wrong way by the media. From now on moving forward, I'm not just creating content anymore. I'm sorry. I'm building a resistance. On camera, off grid, and above the algorithm. And if you are watching this, you are the resistance. This channel isn't just a platform. This is a broadcast tower for the truth. I'm glad I'm back.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show. Oh man, I got something to show you today. Brace yourself for an impact, folks.
Sugarcoat things. For many British Muslims, these are deeply worrying times. That's why the launch of the British Muslim Trust is such an important moment. The BMT is already, as you heard, supporting victims of anti-Muslim hatred, ensuring that no one in our communities need to suffer in silence, confronting the indifference which has stymied the struggle against Islamophobia for far too long. By rigorously monitoring hatred, the BMT are providing decision makers like Mieta, Nurse and Sarah and the police with the raw data they need to take action, and we've got to back them. We've got to back them by reporting every hate crime we witness, because we can't allow our communities to be defined only by the prejudice they face. Instead, we must also tell a positive story, a story of progress, a story of integration, and a story of hope. This is the story that the British Muslim Trust will tell, of people who are both proud of the God they worship and proud of the place where they've built their lives. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Folks, Sadiq Khan has declared victory over Londoners. Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, has declared victory. And this is not being done in a back room and he's not just doing it with a couple friends. No. He's doing it with the police. He's getting money from the government. Of course, I told you that. This man has been wanting to do this for a very long time. He's been wanting to capture London, and he has. Given the fact that now Labour Party is in power, they will give him as much money as he wants. They will give him everything he wants. And guess what? He's able to accelerate his plan. And folks, brace yourself for an impact. This is big. This is huge. We can put, well, We can potentially go to jail after this thing that is announced about this Islamophobia stuff. And the amount of money that we're paying is not just man, it's not just a project where we're gonna just fund one time. It's gonna be a thing that's gonna be embedded into the system. And we're gonna be paying, our tax money is gonna be going there every single year. And folks, again, viewer discretion advised. Let's be kind in the comments. Let's be nice in the comments. All right, I have to say that. Let's be kind to the comments. I know you don't like Sadiq Khan. I don't like him too, but let's be nice. But folks, this is crazy. Sadiq Khan has obviously announced his plan, and he made a post yesterday, and this is what he said. It's important that I read out this post to you so you see what this man is saying. He made a post yesterday, and this is what he said. He said, "It's an honor. It was an honor to speak at the launch of British Muslim Trust. London Muslim community have helped shape our city, strengthen the social fabric of our community. Proud of the faith and proud of the place where they built their life. And these stories matters. The British Muslim Trust will help to ensure that they are heard and protect while standing up to anti-Muslim hatred and bringing community together. Okay, somebody might see this post and be like, all right, Barak, there's nothing wrong with this post. What you mean? There's nothing wrong with this post. And we might be like, okay, all right, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this post. It's just an announcement. It's a Muslim thing that's going on. Everyone makes this post. The Jews make this post. The black make this post. And every community make a post for themselves. But this is the mayor of London. He has more power than the black community if they was to launch something. The black community was to launch something like, hey, black people first. Yeah, it's just going to be maybe a group chat, okay? They won't have as much power. But Sadiq Khan is a part of this launch. He's able to lobby, the biggest lobby machine himself. Is able to get things done. And guess what? He has been getting things done, folks. A lot of things has been done in the background. Man, folks, this is crazy. Right now, we're going to be paying. Well, before, I'm not sure if you noticed, but last year we paid over £10 million to go to protect and boost protection for Muslim community in the UK. That was one-off. That was a one-off deal. I don't know, maybe Sadiq Khan had a hand to do with that, but that was one-off. He got his way. £10 million of taxpayers' money went to protect Muslims. Went to protect the mosque and the Muslims. Apparently, people were targeting the mosque. People were targeting Muslims. So, Keir Starmer came out with Sadiq Khan saying, hey, we're going to give them £10 million. All right. One-off deal. Okay. All right. Maybe we might get angry. We might get frustrated that our money is going to protect one community and it's not protecting everybody else. We might get angry, but okay, it's one-off, I guess. We're just gonna relax. It's one-off, okay. But this announcement that was made today is not just a one-off. It's something that's gonna be embedded into the system, and it's something that's gonna be going on the whole country. It's not just London. It's gonna be there for every single corner of the country, and potentially this might land you in jail as well. Let me explain, or maybe let me just play you a video of this guy advertising it and telling Muslims, hey, if you see somebody who's saying something that you don't like, yeah, send us his information. Send us his information, because this Muslim thing is going to be here and is going to be keeping data. And guess what? Whoever says something that we don't like, whoever says something that we deem Islamophobic, we're going to write their name. We're going to do everything we can and maybe we're going to arrest him. Soon, it could potentially be a crime to say something to a Muslim who maybe they don't like what you say, and they're like, oh yeah, this is Islamophobia. That could be a crime soon, because we see that they're drafting the Islamophobia definition. They've said that they're not doing it, but they're actually going forward with it, slow by slow. And this is the first move. Now listen to this guy. He makes an announcement saying, hey, we're gonna keep every single person's data, every single post that you make that is to direct Muslims, or that is criticizing the Muslim faith or criticizing a Muslim. They're going to keep your information. They're going to keep your information. Listen to this guy. He's not a regular guy as well. He's also a big shark when it comes to Muslim community in the UK. Here's this guy telling us that.
Hi everyone, a really important message for anybody experiencing anti-Muslim hatred or Islamophobia to report it to all the organisations that they feel comfortable, including the British Muslim Trust. This is a trust that is collecting data that will be relied on by the UK government. So it's really important that evidence of hate crimes are reported to this organisation as well as others that you feel comfortable.
Right. So if you see somebody saying something to you, or maybe you see a post that is directed or maybe is criticizing Muslims or Islam as a whole, yeah, you collect that data and you call the British Muslim Trust, and they're going to store that data and they're going to pass on to the police and they're going to investigate and they're going to do all the things. They're going to do everything, and potentially they can land you in jail for hate crime or something like that, or breaching the peace, whatever stuff that they can manufacture together to get you in. So now it's not just a tiny little group. It's a group that has a backing of the whole system. And the crazy thing is, your money is going to be paying for this. They're going to be receiving £1 million of taxpayers' money every single year. £1 million will be going to this organization, so then they can store your data. If they see, if you say something bad about Islam, they can store your data, and whenever they feel like they need to capture you and put you in jail, they can just get the police, get stuff going. Obviously, they have hundreds of lawyers that will be working for free, as you already know. They have a lot of lawyers. Yeah, the Muslims have a lot of lawyers. Trust me, you do not want to play with them. They will get one of their lawyers and instantly they'll put you in jail. This is crazy, folks. This sets a dangerous precedent. I don't think any other group has something like this in the UK, where they can easily lobby the government, get the funding, keep your data, and potentially land you in jail. Now, you don't have to take my words for it. I'm going to play the video of Sadiq Khan himself announcing this and basically saying how important this is to the Muslim community. Watch this video. There's a little bit of music in it. We'll try and remove that, but you're going to watch it. And then we're going to segue into why somehow we can find money to invest into this, but we can't find money into investing into grooming gang in London. So we don't have money to invest into grooming gang, but we always have money to invest into protecting Muslims. Watch this video from Sadiq Khan, folks. I think this one is important. All right.
Look, I don't want to sugarcoat things. For many British Muslims, these are deeply worrying times. That's why the launch of the British Muslim Trust is such an important moment. The BMT is already, as you heard, supporting victims of anti-Muslim hatred, ensuring that no one in our communities need to suffer in silence, confronting the indifference which has stymied the struggle against Islamophobia for far too long. By rigorously monitoring hatred, the BMT are providing decision makers like Mietta, Nurse and Sarah and the police with the raw data they need to take action. And we've got to back them. We've got to back them by reporting every hate crime we witness, because we can't allow our communities to be defined only by the prejudice they face. Instead, we must also tell a positive story, a story of progress, a story of integration, and a story of hope. This is the story that the British Muslim Trust will tell, of people who are both proud of the God they worship and proud of the place where they built their lives. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Look, I don't want to...
So this is basically saying, hey, any single data that you get, we're not just going to let it go. Anyone that you see saying stuff that we don't like, we're not just going to let them go. We're going to grab their data. We're going to report, well, we're going to grab them. We're going to report them to to this organization. This organization will keep their data. This organization will keep their data and will have their face, the Instagram accounts, the X, the posts, the videos, the channels, whatever that's needed. We're going to keep here and we're going to just collect and collect and collect. And whenever we want them in jail, folks, we're going to go out there and persecute them. What he literally just said, we're going to collect the data, and whenever we need to go forward, we're going to involve the police. This is crazy, folks. This is insane. And this is going to be costing us a lot of money. We are potentially going to be paying to potentially go in jail for this. Because you're going to say something that one Muslim might not like, and instantly they can report you. Because, of course, they don't like it. They might deem it as Islamophobia. I mean, what is Islamophobia? It's Islamophobia when you report about a crime committed by a Muslim? No? Oh, no, that's not Islamophobia. Oh, okay. It is. Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, so they're probably going to put my name down as well if I report something like that. So what is Islamophobia? We don't even know. And of course, we had Angela Rayner trying to draft up the Islamophobia definition. And we got a little peek of it. And it looks like they just wanted to silence everybody. And they got shocked. And they promised us that they're not going to carry on drafting this Islamophobia definition. But guess what? They are constantly drafting it up. Soon it's going to be public. And we're going to just sit here thinking, all right, maybe Islamophobia is not going to come. You know, Islamophobia definition is not going to come. But folks, it's on the way. This is the way to get it done. Now, we're going to be spending, this is the announcement he made. Mayor announced $875,000 to boost his record of tackling crime and, of course, extremism. But this was not... it said crime and extremism. You might be thinking, all right, this is just for London, right? No. Actually, it's for the Muslim group, for the British Muslim Trust. When you read deeper, when you read the reason why this whole thing is about, it's all about protecting Muslims. It's not like, oh yeah, we're going to do all this and we're going to protect everybody. But no. It's just to protect Muslims. And that is insane. Somebody needs to say something about that. Because that is dangerous. Now, there is more. Here's where he gets into, he tells you exactly what they're going to be doing, right? Here's exactly what they're going to be doing and why this service is so important. So why is this service so important, one might ask? Can we get this screen flipped, folks? Hold on, folks. 2 seconds. Screen's decided not to work. We're going to make it work. Don't worry. All right, there he is. So that's the screen that was trying to not work. Of course, we're going to make it work. Now, look. British Muslim Trust helpline. So this is basically what they do, what it will be. So the line will be open, the phone call will be open, you can call. They're going to be available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you can call anytime, right? You see a post on Facebook and you don't like it, you can make the freaking call, okay? You make the call and they'll get to your aid straight away. You can go to our website. They got a free step where you can put your thing, who offended you online, write it there, and they're going to collect the data and they're going to keep it together. And whenever they want to go after that person, they're going to just include the Met Police and they're going to go and knock on that person's house. So if you think Islam or arresting people for tweets is bad, folks, wait for this. Wait for this, because the people who be deciding why they should go for you are not just the Met Police. It will just be just random Muslim men or women who will be seeing your post and be like, I don't like this. Yeah, we need to report him. So this is how it works. Anybody can make the phone call. You can grab this is the number, by the way. Just in case you want to report somebody, that's the number, folks. All right, that's the number, okay? But why is this service so important? So this is what they will be doing. They will be building robust reporting system for online and offline incidents. They will support victims directly, raise awareness of what counts as a hate crime, encourage more reporting from affected communities. And they say this like they're gonna just help everybody, but this is just purely for Muslim. As obviously you can tell by the name, it's called the British Muslim Trust. Man, this is insane. And now the worst thing about this is that this thing happened all the time, and we got the grooming gang going on. And we somehow can't even get Sadiq Khan to come out and say something about it, and at least say that you're sad that the grooming gang hasn't been sorted yet. at least say, oh yeah, I'm gonna pledge some time. I'm gonna give some time to the grooming gang support, victims, and maybe I'm gonna help them out. Actually, we hear nothing when it comes to grooming gang from Sadiq Khan. But here's the moment where Susan Hall kind of grabbed him by the balls and literally questioned him. Because this guy has been, Sadiq Khan has been making this statement where it's like, oh yeah, since I've been in power since 2016, I've not received a good enough money. I've not received, we lack of funds. We don't receive enough money. Blah blah blah. That's what Sadiq Khan says, right? Because apparently the Tories, when the Tories were in power, they never gave him money. So Sadiq Khan is like, hey, I can't do anything. I care about all these things. I really care about this stuff, but I don't have the money. Okay, now the Labour Party is in power. Now the Labour Party is in government. So guess what? That's unlimited amount of money. He receives a lot of money. As you can tell, given the things that he's able to fund now, obviously the British Muslim Trust, right? So he was asked by Susan Hall, one of conservative councillor. I think she's a councillor. Yes, she was asked. They asked him, now that the Labour Party is in power, meaning you're gonna receive a lot of money. What are you planning to do with it? Are you gonna put a little bit, just a little, maybe a crumble of it, into the grooming gang? Could you please tell us that, Sadiq Khan? Here's what she asked, and listen to this interaction here. You can tell he knew. Or maybe he just didn't want to do it. He just didn't want to do it. But watch this.
You so annoy me because this is such an important bloody issue and you will not take it seriously. So I'll say this to you, and I really mean this. When you get that extra money, I can't think of any better value for money than to spend it on looking into these grooming gangs. Because if nothing else, these children need to be looked after. And every single one of us in this room should be determined to look after children.
Right.
And the children that suffer from these grooming gangs deserve so much better from all of us.
Correct.
So can you pledge that you will put some of that extra money from that money tree that appears between January and February every single year, that you will put money into looking into the grooming gangs and looking after London's children?
I take the issue of child victims of crime incredibly seriously. That's why one of the first things I did when I became mayor was to ask, was that Her Majesty's Inspectorate to look into the service the police was providing or not providing in terms of children. And we actioned all the recommendations made by His Majesty's Inspectorate. So we've got a child-first approach when it comes to dealing with the victims of particularly child sexploitation.
Mr Mayor, can you just answer the question, please? This is specific. Will you or will you not put money into grooming gangs? You now know what they are because it's been spelt out to you. Will you or will you not? And we're under a clock. Just answer that. It's a yes or no. Will you or will you not fund the grooming gang inquiry? Yes or no?
I'd have thought this issue is too serious to play party politics.
Oh, he plays with it all the time. Chairman, back to you, because you so annoy me, because this is such an important bloody issue and you will not take it seriously. I'm going back to you, Chairman. Thank you.
Yeah. So he was asked, when you receive this big money that the Labour Party will give you, what will you do with it? Are you going to give a little crumble? Maybe tiny little bit, just a tiny little bit, right? Maybe £500,000. Maybe do something that, Rupert Lowe is doing with much more resources that you have on your hand with the police and all this data that you have. Could you do just a little bit, please, Sadiq Khan? But he crumbled under pressure. He didn't want to answer. He played party politics. He obviously gaslighted everybody. And he walked away with it. He didn't even answer it. And now there's an announcement that was made yesterday, and we got this British Muslim Trust going on. Okay, did Sadiq Khan have this in mind? Did he know this is where the money was going to go? So that's why he didn't want to touch. That's why he didn't want to talk about, grooming. No. I have my own plan. I know what I'm going to do with the money. Give me the money. Is that what it was, Sadiq Khan? Did you know what you were going to do with it? Did you have the draft ready and you're waiting for money to come in from the Labour Party? And you did not want to say, hey, I'm going to give a little bit to you know, to the survivors. I'm going to give a little bit of attention to the grooming gang. Did you know? That's my question here. Because I can't say maybe you did. I can't say it because obviously, as you already know, the Muslims like to sue. They sue everybody. They always want to do all the stuff. So I can't say it full, but I can just ask the question. Did you know what you were going to do? And did you know that, you knew it would be bad for you to say that you're going to give a little bit to the grooming gang? That's my question. Folks, this is crazy. It's insane. And it's going to keep on going until I don't know how long. It looks like, if he runs again for mayor of London, it looks like that place is still going to be his. London is still going to be Sadiq Khan's. It looks like nobody is going to challenge him. Yeah. Over just close to £500,000 every year. Every single freaking year. We'll be going to this guy, and this guy will be doing whatever he wants with it. He's going to be collecting your data. He's going to be doing all these things and potentially put you in jail if you say something that the Muslims do not like. Yeah, this is insane, folks. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at the amount of money we've spent on this. Look the amount of money that the government have spent on this. £10 million went to the Muslim community. Not long ago, by the way. Not freaking long ago. Yeah. Folks, I got a lot of stories today. I have a lot of stories today. We're going to get into it. And I just needed to get that one out. Sadiq Khan, this is huge. We need to talk about this. We're going to keep on this because I know how dangerous this is going to be for everyone. I know who they're going to target. I know. They're going to target every single critic of Islam. And they're going to make sure they're going to make life very hard for those people. They might even come for me. I don't even criticize Islam as much. I only say the things that, I only approach it with common sense. But they're going to target those people and they're going to make life a hell for those guys. And it could be you. Since anyone can report it, right? Since anyone who deem your post or deem your presence, whatever you're doing as Islamophobic, anyone can report you to this British Muslim Trust. And the British Muslim Trust will save your data, will have it there ready. And whenever they want to put you in jail, they can just get the police knocking on your door. So cases will be built. Hundreds of cases will be built. Since they have hundreds of lawyers going on. I mean, it even says, did I forget to show you this, folks? Did I forget to show you? Here's what they're going to do. Here's what they are going to do, folks. It's important I show you this. Now, what will happen after you report? Right here. So what will they do? What will the British Muslim Trust do after you report? Your report will be received within 48 hours. The British Muslim Trust will create a tailored support plan and offer services such as legal aid, counseling, and practical advice. Legal aid, what does that have to do? What do you mean legal aid? You don't need legal aid to what? To know what's going on. You need that when you're about to put somebody in jail. Yeah. And they have hundreds of lawyers ready to work for free. For the Ummah. For Allah. Hundreds of lawyers will turn up to work for free to put one guy in jail. Oh yeah, he said this. You don't like it? Alright, we got a case, brother. Next minute, a letter comes in. Oh, you gotta pay a fine. Oh, you gotta pay to court. Yeah, guilty. 3 years in jail. And they're going to make sure they brag about it and every single person will know. And they're going to put a gag on every single person's mouth when it comes to Islam. That's the problem, folks. That is a big issue and it's important that we talk about it. All right. Let's talk about the next story, folks. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. We got so many stories to cover. Are you guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? I don't think you guys are ready. No, I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. I don't think you guys are ready for this. Now, I need to address this elephant, this big elephant in the room. This guy is running to become the MP of Gorton and Denton. Yesterday was a huge opportunity for this man to attend this hosting, which was hosted by lovely people who actually became a fan of, to be fair, after having a long 30 minutes conversation with the host. There's a guy who's running out there. He chose to run. He dropped his thing. He works for GB News. He was a professor before, and today, he decided not to be a professor. He jumped in politics and he became a mouthpiece for reform. And he talks every single day about reform. He does all the, he's a mouthpiece for reform. And then recently he announced that he's going to run to become an MP to join Nigel Farage in Parliament. Right? Now, yesterday there was an opportunity for him to turn up and actually present his case why he thinks is the best candidate for Denton and Gorton, or Gorton and Denton, however way whichever one you want to say first. And he chose not to turn up. He chose not to turn up, and I'm going to tell you the reason why he chose not to turn up. But first, I want you to know I'm talking about Matt Goodwin. He was asked to come. He chose not to come. Then obviously the Labour Party sent the candidate. The Green Party sent their candidates, which I was able to talk to, and also I was able to talk to the Labour Party candidates, and obviously the Social Democratic Party sent their candidates. Advance UK sent their candidate, Nick Botley, which we've had him on the show, and of course there was one more guy who's from the I think he's from, God, what party is it? Something communistic revolution, some guy, the guy with the bald guy, you can see it right there. And also Lib Dem sent their candidates as well, so everyone was there apart from the Tories and apart from Reform. Okay, maybe some of you guys might be like, hey Barack, those are the same people. I'm playing. So the Tories did not turn up, but Matt Goodwin did not turn up. I'm focusing about Matt Goodwin today. Because he made a post yesterday. Well, first of all, before going into this, I want to play you this video where they invited him to turn up. He confirmed he was going to come. He told the people, hey, this is the lady that was hosting it. Cool lady, to be fair. The lady and the black lady, they're the ones that hosted, got it together. They called every single candidate. They got hold of every single candidate. They got them together and they said, hey, this is the room. We're going to get people. And they obviously they put their money into this. They did leaflets. They did social media ads. And they did everything to get people together, to get all the local. And only local residents were invited. Nobody was able to come. No media outlet, nothing. It was just private, local, Gorton and Denton Place residents to come together and listen to their candidates who one of them will be the MP. That's what it was. Now here's the reason why Matt Goodwin did not turn up. I'm going to play you this video. It's important you listen to this. I was there. I was able to record the full thing. You can see the live stream. If you go to the last stream that we did, the full thing, I was there. But this is a part that we got. And she's going to explain the reason why Matt Goodwin did not turn up. He's over there online telling lies, saying he did not want to turn up because the people were going to be unfair on him. That's lies. But this is the reason. Let's play it.
So we did invite every single candidate equally to this event, and thank you so much for being here. We did get some very polite apologies from Dan Clark. So Oinkalot, I think, let me know that he was away. If anybody's noticed that, so understanding. I didn't hear any reply from the Tory candidate, and we did have reform confirmed until about half an hour before the event started. And I can let you know. That we had a very stressful day because we were replying to many emails from reform supporters. We asked all of our candidates, and thank you so much for respecting this. We asked all of our candidates to not share with their supporters, to fill the room with their supporters. And we spent all day today replying to emails from the senators who had been asked to come from across Manchester.
All right, I'm sure you guys heard what she said. Here's the reason why. Here's what she said. She said, we asked every single candidate to attend. Every single person was invited equally. Every single person was invited the same. We copied and pasted. We sent everyone the email, everyone the invite, everyone a call. And they confirmed that they were going to come. Apart from, obviously, the Tories did not even respond. Reform UK responded saying, hey, we're going to come. We're going to be there. We're going to be there. All right, all right, all right, all right. Confirm, confirm. So that's Mark Goodwin. Everybody else, yeah, we're going to be there. The Green Party, we're going to be there. Everyone said, hey, we're going to be there. Trust me, bro, we're going to be there. Trust me, bro, we're going to be there. And then, when Mark Goodwin found out that he was not allowed to bring his reform fans, reform minions, you know, the guys who are out there saying, hey, Nigel Farage is the king, or Nigel Farage is the boss. You know, those guys, you know, all those guys, you know, a little bit of cult going on. When he found out that he was not able to bring anyone, any of his support, he just meant to turn up by himself or maybe with his security guard or whatever, whoever is going to come with to speak to the residents. He chose not to come. He was told, hey, you're only coming by yourself. No media team, no reform supporters, so you can't try to pay buses, you know, to get guys from Birmingham or to get guys from London to come and start cheering in when you're speaking. No, this is just residents only. Only the constituency will be here. And you're going to be here and you're going to represent your argument to them. That's it. And of course, as you already know, Matt Goodwin is more like it gives a vibe like, it gives this vibe where he feels like he deserves everything. Where he acts like everything is entitled to everything and anything. You can kind of tell the way he grew up. He never got punched in the face, but yeah, he has this posh accent, this posh acting in a sense where everything is his. He deserves everything. Why nobody, you know, why people should challenge him? Well, maybe I should remind you that this guy is a lefty. He used to be a lefty maybe a couple years ago. He was a lefty until he noticed that, hey, there's too many lefties. I gotta make it a pivot. I gotta start saying stuff that's popular. And of course, he became a right winger. So he still has that lefty mindset in him where he feels like he deserves everything and anything. So when he was told, hey, you can't bring your fans here, well, you can't bring your cameramans here, guess what? 30 minutes before the hosting, he cancelled. He cancelled 30 minutes before the hosting. So I had questions for him. My team drafted questions for him. We had questions for every single candidate. I can literally pull it up right now. So this, can you guys see this? Can you see that? So my team drafted that up. They said, you know, this is, you know, question for Gorton and Denton candidates. First candidate was obviously Matt Goodwin. We had questions for him. A lot of questions, to be fair. I think, yeah, these questions were going to be tough for him. Of course, he chose not to come up. He saved himself. And we had questions for Anna Spencer. We got to interact with her. We had questions for Angeliki from the Labour Party. We got to interact with her. And we also got questions for Nick Butley. We got to interact with him. And every single person who was there, apart from Matt Goodwin. Now, he's out there. He made a post as to the reason why he wasn't able to come. And this is what he had to say online. And it's like the people have forgot who this man really is. It's like the people forget what this guy has said before. And it's kind of dangerous, like the way they look at us and they think we're all stupid and we forget every single time when they say stuff. We forget who these guys are and we just take every single thing that they say, you know, from the whatever they say, and we just take it. Now, here's a post that he made online. He made this post and he said, hey, statement. As you know, my media contribution, I've never been one to shy away from a free and a fair debate. However, I have serious concerns about the impartiality of the hosting that have been organized for tonight. Previous statement by organizing group giving the clear impressions that a fair and a level platform will not be provided for all candidates. So, On that basis, I will not be attending. I look forward for the future opportunity. Now this guy, so I'm not going to read, well, I'm going to read all of it. Give me a second. I need to break this down for you guys. I need to break this down because a lot of these guys, these politicians, I have to call him now because he's acting like a politician now. He's acting like the same. He's acting like the Labour Party. He's acting like the Tories now. So he says, okay, I'm not going to come because obviously the impartiality is not promised. Yeah, it's not going to be fair. It's not going to be level ground, whatever. Okay, I understand. I get it. All right, that's a fair concern to have. Now he goes on further and he says, I'm looking forward for future opportunity to discuss the issue that matter most to those in the local area and answer questions from the local residents. Folks, the room was full of local residents. Kids, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, aunties, uncles, grandpas, grandmas, everybody was there. Everybody was there to ask the candidates questions. But of course, because it's host, or maybe it's an idea from a lady who maybe might have left-wing ideas, he didn't want to turn up. Now, this is the crazy part. This guy says, I do not want to go there because it's unfair. I do not want to go there because it's not fair, because they might treat me bad. I'm Matt Goodwin. I deserve everything. I deserve a level playing field. Yes, I deserve everything to be clean and nice. Of course, I'm Matt Goodwin, right? And this is what he says. Because I am concerned of the impartiality of the host, so I'll be going to BBC instead. Do you understand how... Does this guy think we're all retarded and stupid and we sleep under our bed? Does he think we're that, backward? So he's saying, hey, I'm not going to go there because the host is, the host gives a little bit of a left-wing vibe. But I'm going to go on BBC because that is the best place to go to address the locals. Now, let me carry on. I do not want to say things out, wrong. But I'm going to read this in full on. It says, I look forward for future opportunity to discuss the issue that matters most to those in the local area and answer questions from the local residents in genuine, neutral settings, including at forthcoming Manchester Evening News. Manchester Evening News, that's an establishment news outlet. Oh, I thought maybe I got the wrong vibe here. Maybe I'm just consistent. Maybe I'm just consistent in my views. But I thought these establishment news outlet, they're biased. No. Oh, not today. All right, Matt Goodwin. Not today, I guess. Let's carry on reading, including Manchester Evening News, which obviously is owned by lefties, right? But he's gonna trust that because he likes big cameras, right? Matt Goodwin likes to have multiple cameras spinning around him while he's talking, right? And then he goes, and the BBC's by-election debate on Monday. So hey, forget talking to people, forget talking to candidates, to residents. Forget all that. I'm going to go and talk to the BBC instead. I mean, does this guy think we're stupid? We all know why you didn't turn up. You didn't turn up because you knew that there were not going to be cameras there. You knew there were not going to be... I was actually the only person recording. Which is... So that's why you're getting the real footage here. And there's a reason why that was. And I really apologize to being the only person recording. Because that got me in a lot of trouble there. But let's move on. Matt Goodwin wants to go to BBC because obviously he knows, hey, BBC is gonna, there's gonna be plenty of cameras. The world is gonna see him, and of course the reform people will cheer him on because they're gonna be able to see him live and all these things, and he can control the narrative because everybody's gonna support. But when it comes to local residents, no, I do not want to go because that's gonna be impartial. You had an opportunity to speak to the people who you're trying to convince to vote for you. And you say, I do not want to come. But guess what? I'm going to go to Manchester Evening News and I'm going to go to the BBC. This is what establishment people do. This is what elites do. They do not talk to normal average people. They do not talk to locals. They go and talk to the people at the top, like the BBC and this Manchester News, and then they stay at the very top. Maybe staying in London and just address the people. Hey, I care for your area, but trust me, I'm not going to come when you host a hosting. This is a huge problem. And of course, he's received a lot of flack online, rightfully so, because he deserves it. He deserves it. I have to say out loud, he deserves it. And of course, obviously, we dug to find what he has said. This is a person, Matt Goodwin, does not like the BBC. He does not like the BBC. He tweeted last year. He said, "You can tell a lot about the bias in the BBC by the people who are vigorously defending it today." Well, maybe that changed. November the 11th, 2025. A lot of things changed. Matt Goodwin has become that establishment, and he's become the person who's not only going to defend it, but will go there rather than to talk to the locals. Now, Advanced UK has weighted in on this, and obviously, Ben Habib has something to say.
I've just heard that Matthew Goodwin didn't bother turning up for the hustings in Gorton and Denton last night. Apparently he wasn't given a private green room, and so he didn't go. That, I'm afraid, sums up Matthew Goodwin. Completely entitled, wants to sell himself as a man of the people, but if he doesn't get what he wants, precisely what he wants, he won't bother. And it's that sense of entitlement that had Reform up in arms when Advance UK put forward Nick Buckley as a candidate. It was Matthew Goodwin's vote, they said. We mustn't split Matthew Goodwin's vote. He's entitled to the constituency, so entitled he doesn't even have to bother turning up for the hustings. He wants to be a man of the people, but actually Matthew Goodwin was parachuted in. He's part of the elite. He couldn't give a damn about the people in Gorton and Denton. And I know Matthew Goodwin from a few years ago. He started off his political career on the far left-hand side of politics, denouncing people who wanted to put their country first, calling them far right, and taking pride in what he would call cancelling the far right. The reason he has now moved apparently over to the right is because he is following the mood of the people. He doesn't believe it. He's recognised that the British people want to put this country first. They want a proud, independent, United Kingdom, and he is following that mood. Matthew Goodwin is a member of the far left, entitled elite. He does not stand for the people of Gorton and Denton. If you want an MP who is of Gorton and Denton, cares about the people in Gorton and Denton, will put them first and will be there for them, it's Nick Buckley. He's born and bred Gorton and Denton. He's spent his life there. He got an MBE, for goodness sake, for charitable service to the youth of Gorton and Denton. There is only one candidate for which to vote in Gorton and Denton on the 26th of February. That is Nick Buckley for Advance UK. No other candidate even begins to touch the sides of what he can do for that constituency.
Right. That's, of course, Ben Habib. He's obviously waited in. A lot of people have waited on this. A lot of people, including the Green Party, they've also hit on this. This man did not want to turn up to the hosting because apparently it was hosted by a left wing, by a person or maybe by a group that has left wing views. He didn't want to touch that. But guess what? He's able to go and attend Manchester Evening News because apparently that maybe for him is hosted by a right wing. But maybe not. Maybe not, because we all know Manchester Evening News is basically a lefty outlet. But Matt Goodwin is happy to go there, where no local will be there. But hey, this is a man. This is a guy who has a lot of connection to the local, right? It's important to keep that in mind because that's what they say to us. That's what they say. His grandpa was born and bred in Gorton, and apparently they went to the market when he was young. He used to play around there, but he does not want to turn up to go and speak to the people because he feels that this, impartiality over there will be non-existent. So he's gonna go to BBC instead, a place where he says has a lot of biases. And here's the tweet that he made not long ago. This was November 11th. Maybe this guy forgot. He said, I quote, "You can tell a lot about the biases in the BBC by the people who are vigorously defending it today." Well, Matt, you posted this not long ago. Today, you're deciding not to go talk to your locals, to your local residents, but you're deciding to go and talk to the BBC. You're not only defending it, but you're also giving it content, which most of your people, most of the locals probably don't trust too. So it's like, bro, what are you doing, bro? What is going on? This is an establishment behavior, bro. But let's carry on. Of course, Mark Goodwin has received a lot of backlash. Here's one of them. A lot of people do not respect his move. A lot of people think his move was very, something that you can't really back. Yeah, so a lot of people, he deserves the thing that's coming. He deserves it. Because he made a wrong move yesterday. That was the silliest, stupid move. Especially saying you're behind the working class people. You are the man for the local people, and you still don't turn up. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem, folks. That is a huge problem. All right, but we're gonna move on. We got a lot of things to cover today. I told you guys we have a lot of stories today, and plus, the last 10 minutes you're gonna be able to call me. So we got a new phone. You guys will be able to call me. We'll be able to go back and forth. So we're going to connect this phone to the broadcast and you'll be able to call in and you can talk to me. It's free, by the way. So you don't have to do any other stuff. Just call and talk. All right. So just wait in. At the very end, you're going to call me and we're going to have a conversation. We'll put the phone call, the number. If you're from the UK, you can just call me normal call. If you're from the United States or anywhere around the world, you can just call me on WhatsApp. We're going to put the number on the screen very soon. And then you'll be able to call me. But we got stories to cover. Let's cover them all. And you can go back and forth. Make sure whatever you call about is relevant to the story, okay? To the stories that we're covering today, all right? So just keep your questions there. Now, here's another story I want to cover. It's about Reform UK. You see, this is the problem with these guys, right? These guys will tell us that, hey, they are the working class people, right? They know more than we know. They have connection to the people. They were born in the area. Grandpa was there. Mother was there. They worked around. They played and they remember the park they went to. They remember all these things. But they can't turn up to the whole local host and to speak to the residents because, of course, that's too little for them. Don't belittle them like that, right? Now, this is Robert Jenrick. He's being questioned about the scandal that's going on because, of course, as you already know, the Reform UK is under a lot of scrutiny. Rightfully so, because the move that they've made the last couple months is like you can't defend it. They've become the new Tory, and now they are lying to our face. Now, this is Robert Jenrick being caught lying on TV, on live television. This guy is lying to us. It's like this guy, he thinks we don't see. He thinks we don't read. He thinks we just listen and we take it in and we accept it. And we don't do our own due diligence. We don't do our own research and we just wait and we're sitting there waiting for him to say, and we're going to take it in like the robots that we are. We're just going to get our system updated by Reform. Well, he got caught lying because, of course, we're going to expose him right now. But listen to him. He's being questioned about this letter that was sent out, about this fake letter that was sent out. February 5th, February 2026. This local by-election, this letter was sent out. And I don't know if you've seen this. This is crazy. We need to talk about it. He's been questioned about this. And guess what he says? It's important that you listen to this. It's important that you listen to this, folks. Oh, God.
I just wanted to ask about what is going on with the Gorton and Denton by-election, because police are investigating after Reform sent out literature, campaign literature, from a kind of concerned neighbour that looked like they were handwritten, and they didn't state that that was funded by and distributed by the party. So that is in breach of electoral law. What went on?
So as I understand it, a letter was sent out to residents which was signed off by Reform, which had the legal, what's called an imprint, the sort of legal disclaimer at the bottom of it. But the printer, a local printer in Manchester, made an honest mistake and knocked that little last line off the letter before it was sent out. And they've put out a statement saying that that was their error, not Reform. So it's a perfectly normal thing. And look,
it does matter, though, doesn't it? This is first and foremost by the Manchester Mill.
Let's be honest.
You need to check it, right? Your political party.
They actually did check it, and it was a mistake by the printer, who was the one who.
But I mean, you need to check what's in the literature before someone's putting it through the door.
Well, I think it was direct mailed. So the last that Reform saw it was when they gave it to the printer, which was a reputable local printers. I mean, these mistakes happen. I've been elected 5 times. I've seen things like this happen from the Conservative Party, the Labour Party. What matters here is not a single piece of literature. And residents in,
Will you apologise for
Gorton and
it?
Denton, of course, no one wants to make these honest mistakes, but they do happen occasionally. I've seen them happen in plenty of other elections. What matters is this is an opportunity for residents of this area who have been let down. They had a member of parliament who essentially was disgraced, was forced to step down. They were not able to have Andy Burnham as their candidate.
The details of
I
it because of the electoral law, as you know, from our perspective,
Sure,
right? So worked with all the different things going on.
But I think you can appreciate that one piece of electoral, mail when people are getting hundreds through their door is not the big issue. It's getting the right person to represent that constituency.
Right, talk about that. Nigel Farage.
Right. So this guy makes a claim that, hey, we made an error. The Reform UK didn't make an error. The local the local printing made an error. All right, now let's figure out, is this local printing really local? Are they from Manchester? Maybe close, or maybe at least are they from like what part of just outside Manchester? What can we really say? Maybe they're from Macclesfield Town. Not far from Manchester, right? I think we might accept maybe something close. Yeah, you're not from Manchester, but you're a little bit close. Where are they really from? And how much money have Reform spent on this local printing in Manchester, right? It's important we talk about it, because he just claimed that the printing made an error and this is a local printing that they just started using for this election. All right, folks. Now, this is how much money Reform UK has spent on this local 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 printing machine, right? This is a thing that Reform UK has spent over this local printing machine. It's important that we talk about it, because obviously now they're saying it's local. But give me a second. Something's going on here. Gotta fix it real quick. Right, let's carry on. So they have spent over £1.4 million from this local printing machine. Now, this local printing machine, you can see when they started using this local printing machine, I have to say. This local printing machine. All right. Remember this. Local printing machine, according to Robert Jenrick. Okay. All right, folks. Okay. Local printing machine. Now, we're speaking about Manchester, right? We're speaking about, in Manchester, right? And, of course, the postcode should be M. And when you look at this postcode, it's not from Manchester. It doesn't look local. At least be from like a local place, right? So let's look at this. They started using this local printing since 2023. They started using the local printing machine since 2023. So it's not just a random company that they started working with. They've been using it since the party was, emerging, coming into power and stuff. They've used this several times, and you can see the screenshots here. We don't have how much they've spent in 2025. We don't have that yet, but we know they spent the last 2 years. They spent £1.5 million on this hardened printing solution. It's not local printing contractors, as obviously they mentioned that it's not local. They mentioned that it's local, but it's not local. It's far away from Manchester, as you can see from the full address. Look at their address, folks. It's not from Manchester, all right? So that's one lie, okay? Now, we're going to get even deeper. We're going to get to the letter. But first, let's play you this call where this guy asked what they call the local printing, which obviously we have debunked that it's not local, right? They called this company to ask if this letter was from Reform UK party. And obviously this guy mentioned that, hey, so Robert Jenrick mentioned that, hey, the mistake was made by the local printing machine. It was not our mistake. They wrote the thing and they forgot to mention that it was Reform UK's letter. Official campaigning. They forgot to mention that, they forgot to put our logo or anything like that. It's their fault. Now listen to what the company says when they got confronted and they got asked whose fault it was. And listen to this. Then of course I'm going to show you the statement later on.
Good afternoon, Hardings.
Hi there. I'm just wondering if I could speak with Patricia Clegg, please.
please?
Oh, we don't have a Patricia here, I'm afraid.
Oh, right, okay. It's just I've received a letter that's got your address on the front, claiming to be from a Patricia Clegg.
Right. Okay. No. What's the contents of the letter? Can you tell us? Or?
Yeah, it's relating to the by-election in Gorton and Denton.
Oh, the Reform Party, is it? Yeah, so we're the printers, so we mail it out on behalf of the Reform Party. So.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
all we do is we print the letter and we send it out on their behalf.
Okay, so is that official? Is that official election literature then that's been sent out? Is that what you do for them?
It's official literature that's created by the Reform Party and sent out by the Reform Party, and it's sent to people on the electoral register.
Okay, it's addressed. Yeah. It's signed from Patricia Clegg. That was all. So I just wanted to.
Right. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the content. So you'd have to. Yeah. Any queries on the content need to be directed to the Reform Party because we're not responsible for the content, obviously.
Wonderful. Not a problem. Thank you very much, then. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
So as you can see for that call, I don't need to explain it so much, but you can probably hear it yourself that, hey, the local printing machine that they've lied about, obviously we know it's not local printing machine, they lied about this, but you can see that the hard printing solution says, hey, we don't even know what's inside that material, that we don't even know what's inside the literature. All we do is we print and we send. So whatever is inside is because of Reform UK, wrote and create the literature. We just printed and posted. That's all we do. All we do, we're just posting. We print and we post for them. That's it. We don't write anything. We don't do anything. We don't do a signature or anything. We just write, post it to your letter. We just print, post to residents in the area. That's what the guy claimed. Now, let me show you which letter this is. How this letter was written as. It's important we read this. I'm going to read the first line just to show you how manipulative these guys really are. I mean, it's dangerous, folks. It's crazy. The fact that they can lie on this. This is huge to lie on. You can't be lying on this, folks. All right, let me try to zoom in so I can't really see much as properly. So let me see. So it says, "Dear neighbor, dear neighbor, forgive me for writing up to you. But with the Gorton and Denton by-election on Thursday, 26th February, I feel I have no choice. My name is Patricia. I'm a local pensioner, 74 years old. I work hard. I paid my tax, brought my family up here, and always believed that if you did the right thing, the country would look after you. Lately, my belief has been shaken. Every month, I worry about my energy bills, prices in shops keep raising. My pension doesn't not stretch far enough." As you can see, this was basically the pitch. Come from another person's perspective in telling get another person to tell the story. You can tell this was probably written by Nigel Farage. I'm not sure. Maybe it was written by Nigel Farage. But obviously, it goes deeper. Previously voted for Labour because Keir Starmer told us things would change for better. They haven't. The truth is that Britain no longer feels like the country I grew up in. Simple things like doctor's appointment or buses don't work. The system feels broken and no one in charge seems to be able to fix it. And of course, it carries on. Keir Starmer's Labour Party government doesn't care about Gorton and Denton. Their taxes their tax risen have cost pensioners like me an extra £160 that we cannot afford. I remember how our last Labour MP, government, ministers, blah, 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 blah. So he just reads on. So basically he's trying to say, I mean, you get the idea, right? You get the idea. They'll just say, hey, everything's bad. And at the very end, right? At the very freaking end, it's important we read the very freaking end when reform was mentioned. Because if reform was not mentioned, nobody would think this has anything to do with reform. But reform was mentioned. It's important we read this. So I think the second paragraph, the second to last paragraph. For me, this by-election comes down to a simple choice. Whose broken promises from more broken promises from Keir Starmer or real change? That is why I'll be voting for Reform UK candidate Matthew Goodwin, who grew up in Manchester. Our area deserves somebody who will stand up for the local people. So that's an endorsement right there. This Patricia, local neighbor, I guess, neighbor made. But we don't know if where's Patricia? I want to see Patricia. Does Patricia even live in Denton and Gorton? Does she even live there? Does she even know what she's saying? But of course, at the very bottom, they're meant to say promoted on behalf of Reform UK. This letter meant to say, hey, this was obviously at Reform UK, but it didn't say that. They made it look like this was just a normal, average neighbor concerned about their country, concerned about themselves, a pensioner, 74 years old, tired. She's been lied to, she's been heartbroken, and she's writing to the neighbors to get something to change in a place. But it was a promotion from, of course, the Reform UK party, and they did not say such. They did not mention on the letter that this was a promotion from Reform UK. Now, I just played you this call. I played you this call from the hard printing solution, which obviously is responsible for sending that letter out. They said that they have nothing to do with how the material is created. All they do is they post. All they do is that they create the thing and they post it. They print the thing and they post it. This guy, this was important why I played you this video. This guy said that the hard printing solution was the one that created the letter, was the one that made an error, and that is a local company in Manchester. Well, first of all, it's not a local company. It's not from Manchester. And first of all, you guys been working with these guys since 2023. So you guys have been working with these guys for long. So you know they're not from Manchester. That's one lie. Second of all, the call I just showed you said that they don't even know what's inside the letter. They just print it out and they post it. So that's another lie. There's multiple lies on this. But as you already know, as a big party Reform UK is becoming, you're able to lie and get away with it. So guess what they did? They make sure, well, maybe they didn't do it. I'm not going to say they did. I'm not going to say it, all right? But they did not publish a statement, but they got the company, the hardline solution company, the printing company to come out and basically apologize for the error that they made. So therefore, Reform doesn't take the blame and the company takes the blame. Easy, right? And of course, they released that statement, basically saying sorry, and be like, "Oh yeah, we're sorry." So I'm not gonna read the whole thing. We apologize to Reform UK and voters of Gorton and Denton for this error. At no stage did the campaign know about, authorize, or intend to distribute the material without legal imprint. The omission arose solely from the supplier error after complaint material had been submitted and approved. So these guys, the printing company came out and said, hey, we apologize, we're sorry, we made a mistake. And therefore they took the blame and the Reform UK were able to walk free. Nothing changed for them. They just carry on. Just like that. This is the way they get you. This is the way they lie and lie and lie and still get themselves into power. They lie their way up to the top. That's what Labour Party do. They lie their way to the very top. You know, Peter Mandelson, I guess he lied his way to the top. I don't know. That's another topic. But all these parties, the Tories, they lie themselves to the top. They say they're going to do this. They say they're going to do this. You vote. They're at the top. They don't even do it. And now Reform UK has basically kind of started following the same suit. And that is dangerous, especially if you want change. Man, that needs fixing. I believe Reform UK can actually change, but I'm not going to say they have if nothing has been done. All right, folks, we're diving deep today. We got a lot of stories today, so let's move into the next story, shall we? And we're going to remain on this Reform UK topic because Nigel Farage is making a lot of mistakes lately. I don't know what's going on with my boy Nigel Farage. I really liked him, to be fair. I think I still do. I still like Nigel. He's a funny guy. When he talks, he makes me laugh. He's a guy who I think I can go in the pub and relate with. He's a guy who I think I can make him laugh. He can make me laugh. Nigel, bro, chill out, man. Stop freaking bottling it. It's like, you chill out. Relax. Just look us in the eye and don't lie. Now, Nigel Farage, of course, is good at switching. And he made an announcement on Monday. And a lot of people celebrated this. But I don't just celebrate politicians. I'm ready. I'm putting my glasses on. I'm putting my new lens on. Look at this. Seeing what they mean and seeing what they're trying to do. And Nigel is trying to do something here. It's important that we look at this and we analyze it and we see what he's trying to do. Who is he trying to target here? But watch this.
You can't go on the sick because you've got mild anxiety. But it is an attitudinal change that Britain needs. An attitudinal change to hard work rather than work-life balance. An attitudinal change to the idea of working from home. People aren't more productive working at home. It's a load of nonsense. They're more productive being with other fellow human beings and working as part of a team.
Right. It's important that I pause the video on that face. I don't know if you know who this person is. This is Sarah Porchin. She's obviously a member of parliament for Reform UK. So we're talking about working from home. And guess who's been working from home lately? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this is... Oh, maybe. All right, maybe that's a low one. You're probably saying, Barack, that's very low of you. Why would you do such a thing? Okay. Now, Nigel Farage makes a claim that working from home doesn't boost productivity. Now, his own video was community noted by Twitter, and this is what Twitter had to say about his claim. And of course, this is Grok, Elon Musk's stuff. Some might say, hey, Elon Musk doesn't like Nigel, that's why. No, but watch this. It literally says, hey, I can't read this. Hold on. I need to remove something here from the screen. Fucking hell. 2 seconds, folks. All right. Study shows that working from home boosts productivity. An article sources. So, hey, do we trust the community or are we going to trust the politician? I don't know, folks. It's an argument that you can go and have with Nigel Farage, but it's also a conversation that we can also have. But you can tell that there's a community note here saying, hey, look, working from home does actually boost productivity, okay? And many companies, especially in today's time, we're living in a time where a lot of people can open up their laptop and literally launch a business and make a living from it. I know a lot of people, most of my friends, who literally have business online. Literally, they just turn up. They go to a coffee shop and they work there. As long as they got the laptop, that's it. I've been working on these online businesses since 2022. That's when I started working on these online businesses. And bro, you don't. What are you gonna get an office because you're working? You got a Shopify store that's making you hundreds of thousands of pounds. Why you need an office if you can just sit at home and open up the laptop and still make money? I mean, that's an argument that Nigel Farage has made. He has multiple companies, and do you know who works for his company? His wife works for him, and guess where she works? She works from home. Well, not his wife, obviously he's been divorced, but recent wife worked for Nigel, and she worked from home. But somehow he's able to come to us and be like, hey, actually, don't work from home. Do you understand what this is? One thing doesn't apply to them, and of course, he applies to us. Is he going to come to me and be like, oh, Barack, no, you can't be hosting a show at home. You got to go outside. Is that what Nigel Farage is going to do very soon? Because that's a problem that we need to tackle here. But I want to show you something else. Folks. This was not in this. I was not meant to put this here. But give me a second. I want to. Oh God, I had something prepared for you guys when it comes to just working from home. Damn it. Right, there is. Can I show you this? Can I get your permission to show you something here? To show you that Nigel Farage is flip-flopping again? To show you that Nigel Farage is doing anything and everything that he can do to just
recruits on base and connects to the people. But he himself is basically doing exactly the same thing. Now look at this post, folks. Let me get this post here. 2 seconds, folks. 2 seconds. Can you guys see this? Oh yeah, you guys can see it. So a question was asked, Grok, did Nigel Farage employ his wife who worked from home? Has Reform UK advertised any job where there is an option to work from home? This was asked to Grok. All right, then Grok responded, yes, repost from 2014 indicates Nigel Farage employed his wife as an EU parliamentary secretary on salary of 20,000 to 30,000 annually. She was described to be working from home. And then it went on, yes, in May 2025, Reform UK advertised the jobs like regional director with home working option. So what this guy tried to do is like, he's coming to us and he's making a promise which a lot of people will resonate with. A lot of right wingers will resonate with this. Like, yeah, don't work from home. Yeah, don't work from home. Get back in the factory. Get back to office. But not many business. This is the problem, right? Because as you know, being a right winger, yeah, or being on the right side of the politics, we want the state to not have a lot to not interfere in our life. That's one thing we fight for. We want to have our own autonomy. We want to be able to make our own decision how we want to do it. If I'm launching a business, I want to decide if I want people to come to the office. I want to decide if I want to hire people. Right now, if I hire an editor, I don't want them to come to my place. Videos will be sent to you, and you're gonna edit it, and you're gonna post it. If I was to hire my story producer, don't even work. Doesn't live with me or work from home. She works whatever place she works. As long as she produces story, as long as she finds and prepares stories, I'm good. As long as she get people on the show, that's all good. They don't have to. That's an option that I have. I can hire people, and I don't have to get them to work in the office. Oh, I don't have to force myself to spend so much money so I can get an office, so I can hire people. We want the option to have, we want to have the freedom to decide what we want to do. And if Nigel Farage is pushing this, saying, hey, we need people in the office, are you going to convince me as a guy who's trying to launch this media business, are you going to try to convince me that I should get an office so my employees can come and work in that office? Is he going to try to do that, or is there a blurry line? And how far does that blurry line go? That's the problem, folks. And it's important that we start asking these difficult questions. I know it might sound stupid. I know it might look like, oh yeah, you don't have to ask these questions. These are not that important questions. No, they are important. We need to ask these questions because if Nigel Farage is the guy who will be the next prime minister, we should be asking tough questions right now, because once they get in, it's too late for you to ask questions. Look at the Labour Party right now. They can do what the fuck they want. We're here crying for them to resign, but guess what? Are they going to resign? No. Are they planning to resign? Well, Keir Starmer just said he's not going to resign. Are we asking difficult questions? Yes. Is he answering? No. Because he's in power, he doesn't need to answer them. And he can wait in, he can stay in there for the next 3 years. And we're going to cry, and we're going to scream, we're going to protest, and we're going to do all this. But that's his decision to resign, right? And this is important, that we should make it hard. We should make the life a living hell. We should make sure it's so tough for them that they can't come out with nonsense, because we are awake. And I think that people need to start, questioning these politicians as much as possible. Now, obviously, this working from home argument is stupid. You know that. I know that. Well, Nigel Farage doesn't. And he's willing to make this argument so far to the point where Rupert Lowe even came in and said, hey, Nigel Farage, this argument is stupid. Could you come and help me talk about important stuff? That's literally what Rupert Lowe said. Hey, this question is stupid. Or this argument about forcing people to work from home, not to work from home is stupid. Come over here and let's work on something important. And this was the post from Rupert Lowe. Why are you wasting any time or effort on this? Private company can decide for themselves. Yes, let companies decide for themselves. Back our back our rape gang inquiry. Your support make a genuine difference to reach more people. I asked for your help on this more than once. You ignored me. I hope you reconsider. That's Rupert Law to Nigel Farage. Hey Nigel, stop trying to force businesses into hiring and signing up leases into businesses, into offices, so they can hire people and come to work from office. Rather, come here and let's actually figure out what took place in the country. What happened to the young ladies? What can we do? Let's make sure more people get to know about this. Let's make sure this becomes a debate, a topic that everybody talks about at home. That's the conversation that Rupert Law wants to have. Not about who did what. Not about, hey, don't work from home. The crazy thing is that Nigel Farage's workers are working from home themselves. It is crazy. Now, I was going to show you this video of Nigel Farage a couple of years ago, I think 2024. But I think I've showed you enough. I've told you enough. But this was him 2024, basically saying that people should have the flexibility of working from home or work-life balance and do all the stuff that they want to do. But today, he has changed. Apparently, he wants everyone to go to the office. Actually, why am I explaining this to you? I'm just going to play it so you guys can hear it yourself.
Joanna, the point I was making was, my own view, and I think it's backed up with the figures both here and in America, is people are more productive going to the office or to their workplace. But am I right in saying that people are now claiming this as an employment right?
Well, there is an argument. Good evening, first of all, Nigel. Thank you for inviting me onto your show. There is the issue around whether it becomes a term of the employment, because it's something which becomes an everyday thing. So it really all arose, didn't it, by reason of COVID, when furlough happened, everybody was on leave, and then this hybrid model kind of arrived where people were either slowly integrated back into work or they were purely working from home. But I think the issue was that there really wasn't the issue around a lack of productivity. If anything, there was an increase in productivity as a result of that. I think people worked longer hours. They didn't have the commute to think about. There was no commute to think about in terms of getting to work. There was no, if somebody had a slight headache or a bit of a bug, generally they'd ring in sick. If they were working from home, they might just manage their way through it, take some paracetamol and carry on. So there were the levels of absence dropped as a result.
Well, I think the evidence, the empirical evidence, says that's not right, but we can debate that. But let's say somebody who has been able to work a hybrid model since 2020, since the outbreak of the pandemic. If I, as an employer, say to them in this country, you get yourself back to the office, minimum 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or I'm going to sack you, what would happen then?
Well, those employees that were threatened with dismissal, if they weren't in agreement to changes those contractual rights, they might have a claim for constructive unfair dismissal. There'd certainly be grounds to raise a grievance. I think as well, you've got to factor in the issues around protected characteristics. Is there a reason people need to work from home? Is it considered a reasonable adjustment? Say for somebody with neurodiversity that might need the structure of working from home, all of those things need to be considered. An employer can't just apply a blanket approach and say, right, you have to return back to work 5 days a week, as Amazon have indeed done, and their view, they've published their view, which is very much that as far as they're concerned, if you don't like it, find something else where you can work hybridly. And of course, they risk losing their best talent, because people do want that work-life balance. They do want that flexibility. They do feel they're more productive by reason of being able to work from home in their own environment. I mean, businesses today have become a lot more global. So we're talking about different time zones as well. So it's impossible to get everybody across a desk in an office to have a meeting, because quite often, particularly financial markets, etc., they're dealing with people in America.
No, I accept things have changed. Joanna, thank you for giving us that brief. Thank you.
All right, I'm glad you guys got to see that. That's Nigel Farage. He's changed his mind again. Now he wants every single person. He wants to control how businesses operate. He wants everyone to get back in the office. we'll see how that will go. We'll see how that will go. Before he was, he wanted people to work from home. Last year, 6 months ago, I believe, he was hiring people to work from home, and of course, one of his people work from home. Some of the employees work from home. Employees, work from home, and he also works from home sometimes. But apparently, to you guys, you gotta go on. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Okay, it's better to go to work at the office, but there should be an option where businesses just decide. I mean, if I want to hire somebody, I'm like, hey, you can work from home. I want to decide that, all right? I want to be able to decide what I want to do as a business owner. It shouldn't be the government telling me, hey, you got to get an office lease before you hire somebody. No, please. Please, they can work from home. All right, folks, that is the end of the show, the stories. Now let's get into the phone calls. Let's open up the phones and you guys can call in. And we can have a little bit of chat. We can go back and forth. By the way, there's a story that I wanted to talk to you about. It was about the UK Secretary John Haley has put up our troops at the Arctic region. They've put up British troops there. Apparently, they want to fight the Russians. Apparently, Russia is threatening the way of life. So we gotta go to the Arctic and we gotta put our people there. This is insane. Given we only have a couple thousand troops, we literally have we have like 72,000 troops, and this guy wants to send them to the Arctic. Can they even fight in the cold? I mean, to be fair, they probably can because it's freaking cold in the UK. But yeah, that's the story I wanted to cover to you guys. We'll get down the next one. We'll do that tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow I'm meant to be in London, to be fair, but that trip has been cancelled. Yeah, it was a short trip. It was planned today. We bought tickets and we cancelled it today. It's like, what the fuck? We literally just waste so much money today. Literally, we came up with the idea today to go to London tomorrow. And we bought tickets on non-refundable tickets, by the way. So it was like £100 and something each. And then we decided not to go. So we wasted fucking money, bro. All right. Okay, cool. So we got a... hold on. Stay there. So we got a new SIM card. Can you guys see this? Yeah, SIM card. Yeah, this is a SIM card. EE. We got a new SIM card. We're going to put it on this phone, and then we're going to give you the number, and you guys will be able to call in, and we'll have a little chat, all right? And we'll do this for the next 15 minutes. So get your numbers ready. Get your stuff ready. You can call on private calls if you don't want your numbers to be seen. By the way, this is purely just for work. So after we talk today, don't call again because I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off as soon as the live done. And whenever we're live, I'll turn it back on and I'll open up the calls and you guys can call in. But yeah, new phone actually. We still have a fucking... Let me see. I need that little pin to open this up so I can put the SIM card. 2 seconds, folks. Let me get the pin, all right? I think in this new phone that we got, there's a pin. Oh, God. Open up. How many SIM cards do we have? All right, we got the pin. Are you guys ready to call in? I'm gonna put the SIM card in now. We're gonna get like 5 calls to be fair. And then of course we can go back and forth and stuff. But make sure whatever you call about is relevant to what we spoke about today. So don't call and speak about elephants and stuff because sorry, we didn't talk about that today. Make sure it's relevant to the stories. All right, cool. So the SIM card is in. So let me just test this SIM card before I send you guys the number. It's a new SIM card. We literally just got it today. It's purely just for the call-ins. So here's the number, all right? I'm going to put it in the chat and I'll give it to the moderators. So here's the freaking number, yeah. So it is 07844. I'm just calling to test it if it's gonna work. We're calling, but it's not going through. All right, folks, we're calling, but it's not going through. So let me keep going. Let me test it again. I should have tested this before, but I didn't have enough time. Is this the right number, bro? Let me see. I feel like it's not enough numbers. So 0780. Oh, I typed it wrong. I forgot a digit. Oh my god. 2 seconds. 07804 33 86 8. All right, it works. It works. It works. All right, it works. All right, so here's the number. Okay, guys, get your phones ready. Here's the numbers. All right. Here's the number. We're going to send it to you guys, and you guys can start making your calls. Make sure it's brief. We can't have a long 30 minutes talk. I'm sure some people want to talk as well, so make sure you keep it brief. But I want to hear what you guys think. All right, cool. Whenever you're ready, the number is there. Let's get going. Let's get going. You can make your calls in. Let's get going. Oh, God. Let's put this. I want to save this pen. Freaking out. All right. Whenever you guys are ready, you can make your calls now. We're able to go. We can talk now. So oh shit. All right, so the numbers will be put in the chat. Hold on, I'm just passing it to the moderator, to one of the moderators, so it will be in the chat. Don't worry. Just confirming. All right, that's the number. It will be in the chat, so that's the number there. Make the call. Make the call and let's talk. Let's chop it up together. Let's go back and forth. I like this. I think this is a good idea, to be fair. Doing calls in. I always wanted to do calls. I find it, there's more connection to it. Okay, the number is there. Let me know. Make your freaking call. Let's go. Let's go. I'm waiting for it. We can go back and forth. I like this idea. Oh, did I just miss a call? I just missed a call. What the? All right, I'm sorry. Call again. I missed one person's call. Should I call back? I don't think I can call back here. There's no credit in this number. I literally just put it in. So just call when I just call back. I missed somebody's call already. What the fuck? I literally missed somebody's call. Oh, there's a voicemail here. What? All right, that's the number. You can make your calls now. Let's go. All right, make your calls. Make your calls. Do you guys see the number, bro? Is that the wrong number? Let me actually confirm. Is that the right number? Let me see. I think that's the right number. So, yeah, that's the right number. So if you make the call, we can get on the call. We can talk, okay? But I think you have to be in the UK. All right. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you're live. How you doing? You all right?
Who says sorry?
It's Baraka. How you doing? You okay?
You alright, mate? I've only just got your number up. Sorry, mate.
You got the wrong number. Say that again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cheers. Thank you.
Sorry, mate.
All right. Bye. All right. Make sure when you call, you know. I mean, how did you get this? You called the wrong number. How? Anyways, if you want to call in, there's the number. Call in. If you're ready to call, just call. We're going to do this for the next, 10 minutes. Let's put a clock on. 10 minutes, we can have some good conversation. So just make your calls. Let's see what's going on with Twitter. Somebody says sound isn't good. All right, folks, if you guys want to jump on a call. Somebody says, I really want to talk, but I'm scared. Why are you scared, bro? We're going to go back and forth. That's it. Nothing really wrong. We're going to... Is it as scary to make a call in? Big fan, bro. Love bringing the truth. Cheers, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. No, appreciate you so much. Is that the wrong number? Are you guys able to call in? First caller was a wrong number. Somebody says first caller was a wrong number. Could have been worse. Could have been a scammer from India. Hey, respect the Indians, man. They work really hard. They work really hard, folks. You gotta respect them, right? Could have been a scammer from India, bro. I'm telling you. Could have been. Could have been. All right, we got another call coming in. Hello, you're live. How you doing?
How are you, Baraka? You alright, mate?
Yes, my brother. How you doing? You all right? Are you from Manchester?
Well, yeah, originally Ashton on the line, mate.
Ashton. Oh, not far to be fair. Ashton.
Yeah, lived in Hyde, Derbyshire though now.
Oh, Derbyshire. Okay. How come you made the move?
I grew up in Buxton.
Okay, so you went back home then.
Yeah, basically. It's a nicer area, you know.
Oh, sick.
It's a little bit white, but it's a nice area.
It's a little bit white. What do you mean by that?
The shires are obviously very white, you know.
Nah, that's pretty cool. I'm sure you feel safe over there then.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, since you grew up there.
Good people.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm probably gonna visit soon. But yeah, so what do you want to talk about, bro?
Well, Muslim trust, I suppose. So if there's a Muslim trust, you know, how are we going to feel safe? Because, you know, we had a stabbing just yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's in a primary school, is it?
Yeah, inside.
You know, who's feeling safe? Because, you know, I'm a nice bloke, but I don't feel safe. At all, and even in like more rural areas, you know, people are definitely getting worried.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yesterday was quite, it was terrifying. The fact that a kid was stabbed an hour just before lunch break in the classroom. That's kind of terrifying. And reports are saying that it was ideological motivated attack, and the kid shouted "Allahu Akbar" before attacking the two kids with a knife, stabbing them in the back and in the neck. So I don't know about the Muslim Trust if they're gonna deem that as Islamophobic if you were to report it. So it's kind of crazy.
Also,
go on.
Also, sorry, there's the guy Mohammed fucking hijab talking about strike. Their incitement to violence way surpasses anything that your regular British patriot is talking about. Like,
Yeah, I know.
And it really bothers us. So
yeah, Mohammed Hijab, I don't know how this guy has not been jailed yet. The fact that he makes videos and tell people how to fight and tell people how to strike somebody in the neck and cut off their arm and cut off their...
Where's our trust then? Where's our trust? We need to create a trust, obviously, because...
What would that be called? What would you want to call it? The Christian Trust? The British Christian Trust?
It doesn't even need to be religion-based, though, does it? That's the thing. It really doesn't. There's a lot of people out there that are just sick of it, that aren't religious. I, myself, am religious, raised as Jehovah's Witness, now a Christian, but that's my prerogative. I don't put it on anybody.
Yeah.
I would like a trust, basically, for your regular dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, what if we just destroy all these trusts, destroy all the idea of like protecting one community over the others, and what if we what if just the British trust? I mean, is that so hard to ask for, where everybody's treated equally in the sense where...
Exactly. Well, then it becomes localized. It's councils, and we're let down by the councils just constantly. You know,
what sort of change have you seen? How old are you, by the way? I'm not sure if you're quite the same age as myself.
I'm 36, mate.
36. It's when you grew up, was there any sort of things like this that happened that suggest that, hey, it might get worse?
Definitely. So I'm part of the Manchester Overspill. So born in Ashton, and then we moved to Buxton as part of the Overspill. Grew up there. It was great, but my dad's side of the family is from Hyde.
Hyde, yeah.
My nan and granddad lived on Welbeck Road in Hyde, and they lived there till they died. And so obviously I watched that whole area change. So when they talk about Gorton, they talk about Denton. I lived in them places. I worked in them places, and yeah, I watched it change. Like I said on chat earlier, there was no-go areas for white people. I've had my head stoved in multiple times in them areas.
In Gorton.
Just for being there, and I'm talking 20 years ago. So of course
Wait,
it
so
changed.
so I mean, it looks like it's not going to stop anytime soon, given that these announcements are coming in. Now we got the Muslim Trust, and now we have the British Muslim of the Muslim Council of Britain has declared that Rupert Law is Islamophobic for conducting the grooming gang inquiry. Do you think Rupert Law will be taken down by the Muslim British Trust? Because if they deem him as Islamophobic because he wants to see what took place.
Dude, I don't think it's weird to be Islamophobic now. Like, that word starts to make sense, doesn't it? Because if you're not fucking scared of these bastards, like, are you mad? I am fucking scared. We've got, if 13-year-old kids are radicalised enough to the point where even at that young age will stab people in the back and neck. Oh, man. I am Islamophobic. I am fucking scared of them. But I'll bury my boots.
Yeah, you're probably going to be put in jail now. I mean, to be fair...
I don't mind. I like jail.
You've been?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, don't go there again. Don't go there again.
It's okay. No, all jokes aside, like, you know, don't be scared. I don't believe anybody should be scared. But I understand why people are scared. But the threat of the government saying they're going to lock you up for having rational fear, well, bollocks to that, mate. Everybody stand. Bury your boots in the land where you come from.
That's right.
Regardless of religion, regardless of colour, we don't give a shit, mate.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't want this anymore. It's simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, with the idea of, with the fact that a young 13-year-old goes out there and stab 2 other kids in high school. I mean, to be fair, do you think that was contributed by these Dawa guys, these Mohammed Hijab, who makes video about fighting, who makes a video about go and stab them in the neck? Do you think that's contributed from there?
Yeah, because what's the word? Well, that's their ideology, basically. What's the word? It's made to look pretty to these young kids. It's made to sound like that's the way to be, you know, like they're creating martyrs. Obviously, they are. The whole religion is based around that, you know. Literally be willing to die and kill other people, regardless of whether they deserve it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. But sir, thank you so much for calling in, and
thank you, man.
Thank you so much for supporting the show as well. Have a great day.
Yeah, cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Take it easy, man.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
See you later, man.
See you. I mean, how correct is he? I think I agree with him. I mean, in a sense where imagine being so radicalized to the point where you're able to stab another 13-year-old kid in high school. This took place yesterday, by the way, just in case you haven't heard it. Yesterday happened where one kid, 13-year-old kid, stabs another 13-year-old and a 12-year-old. The age is, they're probably in year 7. They're probably in year 7 to do that. So we're going to take one more caller before we end the live show. Obviously, the finger's gone off. We're going to do this more often. One more caller. Anyone who wants to make the call, go ahead. One more caller, all right? One more caller. We're going to take one call. I agree with him. Do you guys agree with him? One more call. The number is on the screen. Call right now, and we can go back and forth, and we can discuss what we just covered today. We're gonna do this more often as well. To be fair, do you guys like this style? I see a lot of people do it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but today we decided, fuck it, we're gonna do it. So one more caller. How do you get people to call? It's easier for you to ask you guys to write questions, right? It's easier than to get you guys to call and tap the number. It's a little bit of energy, but the conversation is more. I mean, being on a call and going back and forth with somebody is way better than just typing one text, than going back and forth on text on the super chat stuff. One more caller. Let's get it. The first caller was spot on, Jenny says. Yes, I agree with the first caller. Somebody says, I want to, but I can't publicly. Okay, I'm sorry that you can't, Finder. You don't have to call if you feel like it will put you in trouble in any sense. You can just write in. All right. Okay, we're gonna take this one call. One more call, all right? Hello, how you doing?
Alright, Mark.
How you doing, sir? You okay?
No, not bad. How can I hear you when I can't on your screen? You're not talking to me.
Say it again.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, is that Baraka?
Yes, that's me. How you doing? We're live right now.
Yeah. It must be a delay because I'm watching you on the screen and you're not talking to me.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You must have got the voice down. That's why.
I'm confused. You are talking to me, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah, hello, young man. I saw you for the first time at one of the United Kingdom marches. I saw you surrounded by lots of people coming up to you and hugging you. And I'm standing there thinking, who is that dude? Why is everyone hugging him? I didn't even know who you were, sir, until I saw your excellent stream on the Advanced UK from the Emmanuel Church. So then I knew, that's the guy I saw everyone hugging. Before we continue, though, I'm a bit confused. You have said that you used to be a refugee for 14 years, and yet I appear to seem to get the impression that you were born and raised in Manchester. So are you a Mancunian, sir?
Yeah, well, in a sense, where I grew up here, I spent most of my life in the UK, and I've never lived anywhere else apart from Manchester. But I wasn't born in the UK. I was born in a refugee camp.
Actually a refugee, were you? Or was that a joke or real?
No, I came here as a refugee. My parents, well, obviously, I was born in a refugee camp, but my parents had been in a refugee camp for 14 years before being allowed or before being given asylum in the UK. So, and I came here when I was young, so I grew up basically here. I went to high school here. I went to primary school here.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, yeah, well, what a journey as well for you.
Yeah, it's
yeah, I mean, just going back to, the other things. I mean, Sadiq Khan, brilliant stream again, Baraka. I think you're the first, as far as I'm aware, who's broke this with Sadiq Khan, supporting the BMT. My view on this is that, to me, this is totally unlawful and illegal. Because it goes totally against multiculturalism and DEI. So
yeah.
I don't see how somebody like Sadiq Khan can support, one particular group over and above any other group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like it's another police, basically. And the crazy thing is that this police is here to catch you and me, not other Muslims. It's basically to catch non-Muslim because they'll be reporting on non-Muslim criticizing Islam or Muslims, and then we're paying for them every single year. We're paying £1 million a year of taxpayers' money. Yeah, it should be unlawful, but obviously they're gonna make it lawful because they have the power and they can lobby Kistama. You know how easy it is.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian for about 6 years now. I'm nearly 50. I'm over 50 years old. So I'm an older gentleman, born and raised in London, in the East End.
Oh yeah.
I laughed immensely at you and young Bob getting lost in London.
Oh yeah.
Myself, of course, as a Mancunian, you had, the excuse, but young Bob had no excuse.
I know. Young Bob got us lost. I really wanted to go to the private dinner and show you guys what took place, but I don't even know the maps in London.
But yeah, going back to Sadiq, basically since I've come back to Christianity, I mean, I didn't know much about the Bible or, the religion, so I needed to do a lot of study into it. And for some reason, I found myself, for the first sort of 3, 4, 5 years studying Islam and the Quran and the Hadiths and the Tafsirs and Sharia and Muhammad. And I had no idea why. You know, I was totally lost as to why I was doing this. And then it sort of came to me why, because, you know, obviously the Lord wanted me to, you know, deal with this problem. But definitely what Sadiq is trying to bring in is Sharia. That's it. That's exactly what it is. Sharia.
Yeah.
Because any Islamic state you go to, if you speak out against Islam, or Muhammad, or the Quran, or Allah in any, you know, discrepancy way, in any sort of, you know, bad way, that's termed as blasphemy, and the penalty is to be, you know, unalive, basically.
Yeah.
That's the penalty, you know. And what Sadiq Khan is suggesting, as I say, at that, you know, meeting and pumping all the money in as well, as we say, is basically the beginning of Sharia.
Yeah, it seemed that way, because obviously if they're going to be arresting people for criticizing Islam or criticizing Muslims, that's a semi-Sharia. You know, yeah.
It is, and it's something that we should all stand up against, and, you know, and be against.
I mean, luckily for Londoners, you guys have a chance to get him out now. Who you voting for? What's your opinion on the election, the mayor election coming up in London?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the best I've seen was that army guy. I can't remember his name.
Ant Middleton.
That's it, Middleton. He's going to be receiving my vote, as of course will Advance UK. You know, I'm behind both of them. I mean, Nigel Farage. Everybody must understand, you know, that Nigel Farage is only in it for the money and the fame. You know, this is quite clear, because this man has had many, many chances, you know, to call out some of the problems, not least, of course, with the grooming gangs. And he never, ever touches on it, you know, as do very little of the politicians, you know. And so you can tell that Nigel Farage is definitely a snake in the grass and not worth bothering with, as is the majority of the politicians in that establishment today. I mean, just touching on, you know, the stabbing in Kingsley High School.
Yeah.
I know it quite well, because I lived quite near to that area for a long time.
Right.
You know, they raised this in Question Times, in the Prime Minister's Question Times. I was watching it on your channel, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't mention anything, you
Yeah,
know,
nothing.
Allah or Islamists or terror. It was literally knife crime. What are you going to do to tackle knife crime?
Yeah,
and I was just sitting there thinking, hold on a minute, knife crime has been, you know, a part of problem of this country for thousands of years.
That's right.
The problem in that particular case wasn't just the implement that was used.
Exactly. It was the ideology.
Yeah, the ideology and the reason, and they didn't touch on it.
Yeah.
And I think as well that, you know, the investigation is ongoing. I wouldn't be at all surprised to, you know, find out that they turn it into a school ground spat between the two boys, you know.
Yeah.
One boy said something to the other boy, the
Yeah.
other boy said something to, you know,
Yeah.
oh, your mum did, you know, your dad did, and that's how it happened, and that's what it was about. When obviously the real reason, I'm pretty sure we know.
Yeah, I mean, they might bring some. I don't know if you're familiar about a student who was murdered as well, Harvey Wilgust in Sheffield. Do you remember that case? The murder that took place last year, February. Yeah, so basically, same thing happened where a Muslim young man who went there with a knife and he stabbed a student at lunchtime, exactly at lunchtime as well, 12 o'clock. One stab right in the chest, which pierces his heart. And basically, it was 2 stabs actually, and Harvey Wilgus fell and died at the spot. And then the investigation took so long, they came back with information saying that. And then we found out that the student was suspended for basically threatening to do such a thing. And he was alerted to the police, and the teachers knew about him and they had an alert over 19 times, and they did nothing. So maybe something might come out about this case where this student probably was. The parents are suggesting that the students who did this yesterday was suspended, had been suspended. So meaning he was so naughty that they suspended him, but somehow he was able to make his way into the school and stab someone that day. Which is like, how did he get himself inside the school? Who let him in if he was suspended? Because that's insane. We're gonna find out more, but there's gonna be a lot of a lot of covering up, as they always do.
Exactly.
They're gonna take long to cover up.
The covering up has already started.
Yeah.
I really do think the covering up has already started. As you say, we know he's been suspended. Why has no one told us what the suspension is for?
Yeah,
It's a difficult thing.
But the school has made a statement saying that everything is under control. Yeah, I want to know what they're controlling. So either the information that they're controlling, or maybe I don't know what they're controlling.
I think they're trying to control the narrative. And, this is the problem with it as well. There is a big cover-up at the moment, with terrorist crimes, which are prevalent in our country. And they are covering these up massively because they're just so scared. I don't think that it's not just a case of them being scared of the Islamists. I think they're also highly scared of, the whole thing of erupting into a civil war and then just losing total control.
Yeah, I kind of understand that. Yeah. That's a case to make. But yeah, it's been great talking to you, sir. I wish I can go on forward. I like this phone call stuff. Don't you like it as well? Because it's easier that way. We can just go back and forth.
It is a good idea, Baraka. Yes, very good idea.
Yeah.
And hopefully more people will use this service going forward. I'm just pleased and great as well. I've been doing YouTube myself for 3-4 years. I struggle to get 5 people to watch me, because I'm an old boring fart. I do a lot of TikTok where I get quite a lot more viewers, but unfortunately, a lot of these social media sites are moderated by Muslims. And so especially TikTok, and so as soon as you start to speak out against Islam or Muhammad or the Quran, then they shut you down quite quickly. I'm currently suspended across all of my 7 accounts on TikTok.
7 accounts suspended. Man, what did you do?
I talk about Sharia. My last few bans was for quoting Al-Fatiha, Surah 1 of the Quran, and explaining it. Before that, I got a ban for explaining Sharia and the implications of man-on-man love and woman-on-woman love. I don't have to say or do a lot to get the ban. I get the ban quite easily. And in fact, I've started now calling most of my accounts Top Banana, because I can't even say the word banned. Otherwise, I get banned. I have to say banana. So I've actually started calling myself Top Banana on there.
How about YouTube? How is YouTube doing? Because they've been suppressing our stuff as well. We've received a lot of suspension on TikTok too, but we don't really do TikTok as much.
All the social media sites. See, basically what happens is all the Islamic countries invest heavily on social media sites and the media, and universities and schools, and they bung huge amounts of money at these institutions in other countries. So they literally buy them, and that's the same with YouTube. And the thing as well, Baraka, is you've got to remember is you're in the UK, so you're going to get more heavily. More heavily sort of silenced than someone in USA.
Yeah, true. Because
or a country like that, where Islam isn't, so close to taking over. Because Islam is so close to taking over here, and of course, you highlight the problems there as well. You are going to get problems.
Yeah, true. When it comes to Americans, they can say a lot of stuff because they got the Constitution that protects them. They got the actual freedom of speech in a sense where nobody can infringe on it. But in the UK, our freedom of speech is wobbly. Is whatever they say that is not. They can just arrest us because breach of peace or whatever. All these new laws.
It's more a case of the percentages, Baraka. In America, the Muslim percentage is probably 1 or 2%. You know, 5%.
It's
top.
1%. Yeah.
In the UK, you know, they claim it's 20, I think, or 25 at the moment. Is it?
No, wait, you mean population?
Sorry? Yeah, the Muslim population compared to the other populations in the country.
Yeah, it's 5 times more bigger than US comparing, but in the sense of the percentage itself is 5% in the UK.
You've also got to remember those numbers will be inaccurate. I believe the
I
believe the numbers are a lot higher in the UK than what they're saying. I think we're closer to 40%, to be honest.
40%.
I really honestly believe that. And of course, that is very close to the tipping point of them taking over by force.
Wow, I can't. I'm gonna have to take that with a pinch of salt to the 40%, because if that was 40%, it would have been taken over already. Because 40% is really high.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that of that 40%, not all of them are the ones who want to force. You know, a vast majority of that 40% will be the calm, polite, moderate Muslims. Who don't want to participate in the force part of it, you know, that's the point. But they're not going to stop the ones who wish to force it, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to be on the side of the ones who still want to force it, because they still want the truthful outcome.
Yeah.
I do believe it is closer to 40%, Baraka.
Yeah, it's good hearing your thoughts, sir. And send me the link of your channel real quick on this number, since the call's still on, and I'll check them out, and I'll see if we can share you and give you a little boost. But thank you so much for making the call.
I mean, hopefully we can. I mean, are you going on May the 16th?
May the 16th. May the 16th.
The next Unite March.
Oh yeah, May the 16th. Yeah. I'll go.
We could meet up then
yeah, if you're there, we can do a quick interview, and we can go back and forth. Yes. But thank you so much for calling. This is the number for obviously the show, and it will only be on once the show is on. It's just for the show, but you can send me the link of your channel so I can check it out as well. But appreciate you, sir, for calling in.
I'll try and do that, Baraka. But I mean, just like you're not very good at, navigating London, I'm not very good at navigating, computerized equipment.
Very funny. Yeah, London is very difficult to travel in. I like Manchester. Manchester is easy. We got the trams, we got the bus, we got maybe a train here, from around the places. But it's very simple with the buses in Manchester. But train, undergrounds, I don't like that. Undergrounds not for me. And it looks like Young Bob don't know as well. So we got lost yesterday because Young Bob. But yeah, if you can find the link of your channel, put it in, send it to me, and we'll check it out. I'll give you a little share. But thank you so much for calling in, sir.
God bless you.
God bless you, sir. Have a good enjoy your evening. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, sir. Don't you think making calls is so good? I like this. Actually, this is the first time we've done this calling in, and I think this is good. This is good. This is gonna be the new thing. After the show, we're gonna have 20 minutes on the clock, and then we're gonna go back and forth. You can call in, and we can go back and forth. So yeah, thank you so much, folks. That was the last caller. So come tomorrow. We're gonna do a show. We do a show every single day, 4 till 6. What time is it? 6:55. Did we overdo the show, or we started late? I think we started late. I think we started at 6:40, 4:40. So maybe that's why. But yeah, tune in tomorrow, and we can hear your thoughts based, what you think about the country and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, this is the first time I was saying it out, so I'm gonna play with it tonight and try to figure out the voice and try to say it up and try to connect the phone to the laptop, or try to connect the phone to the speaker so you guys can hear the caller properly. But it was a great chat. It was a great chat. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, hand to the head salute. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very long, and every time you try to resist, they put you in jail. For my children. You control your mind for so long to the point where you let them decide what your kids should learn, what gender they will be, and now you've let them to come for the whole nation, destroying what Britain once stood up for. They use this media machine not to report the facts to you, but to tell you what to think and what you should do.
Always be careful.
They're hiding the facts behind the noise, and they're recruiting pedophiles to tell you how to behave. And these politicians who meant to protect you, they're out there smashing your head on the ground. And no jail time for them. This road we've been on has been very dark for a very long time, and it's time to shine a light on the truth and advocate for justice. We the people make the nation, and if we don't stand up and advocate for justice, then we certainly won't make this nation great again. So we have to create a place for that, a place that can contribute to a more informed society. And that place is Next Frontier Media. Our country is built on an idea. It's an idea so powerful that some of us have died to protect it. It shapes our connection, our politics. It forms the fabric of our daily lives. And it seems so fundamental we rarely pause to consider its significance. But here's the thing. This notion is entirely uncrafted. And although it feels like it's getting stronger and it's always going to be here, the truth is, it's becoming more fragile than we realize. This concept is a community. It's built when people with shared interests, value and goals come together, interact regularly, support each other, and work towards a common objective, creating a sense of belonging within the group. That's called a community. You are not just a person who happens to live in Manchester. You are Mancunian, or Londoner, or Brummy, or Scouse. With what our leaders are doing, we are slowly losing this community. So let's stop for a moment to learn why this idea has existed forever and how it got us here. Because once you do, it makes sense why we should keep this concept alive. So help me build this community.